Welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to see this evening participants and friends from Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. I am Elisabetta Nistri, President of Women Federation Italy and Coordinator for the Southwest Europe region, and I will be the MC for this event. You can find the Arabic or English translation on the respective translation channel. In other words, when the keynote speaker speaks English, you will find Arabic translation and vice versa. Thank you. And welcome again, everybody. HerStory is a monthly series of inspiring encounters with women from Europe and the MENA zone. You can find all their stories and much more on the Women Federation Europe website. Please join a group of women leaders who are working together for peace. Subscribe to receive our newsletter and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Come and discover the wonderful network we are building. Today, we have a special opportunity to hear the stories of two remarkable women who, through their dedication, are striving to change the history of conflict in their respective countries, Israel and Palestine. I had the pleasure of meeting them in Rome before the Barefoot Walk. Despite the pain they carry, you can feel their inner peace and their determination to ensure that women's voices are heard in conflict resolution. When I shared the ideas of Women Federation with them, they immediately responded, "That's exactly what we want to do." By appealing to the shared maternal instinct that unites us, they promote, not only through words, but by setting an example themselves, the idea that forgiveness and reconciliation are possible and that this is the only way to change the future. Their message was clear. While wars continue, the voices of those who pay the highest price, mothers and women, are systematically ignored and excluded from the rooms where decisions are made about their future and that of their children. They call for an immediate and definitive end to violence and for the inclusion of women in peace negotiation, in accordance with Resolution 3025. I will read a few words about their life, but you can read more on the chat about their numerous achievements. So, Mrs. Reem Al-Hajajra grew up in Daesh refugee camps in Bethlehem, where she continues to live with her four children. She was driven to become an activist out of fear for her children's safety, knowing that under the status quo, they were more likely to be imprisoned, wounded, or killed. In 2021, she founded the Women of the Sun, which seeks to politically empower Palestinian women and to encourage a nonviolent end to the Israel-Palestine conflict. Mrs. Yael Admi was born in Israel and from a young age was marked by the personal tragedy, the death of her brother in an armed conflict with Egypt, and later the death of her mother due to grief. These experiences were decisive in her commitment to peace and non-violent conflict resolution. Admi is co-founder of Women Wage Peace, an Israeli grassroots movement created after the 2014 Gaza war, which promotes the peaceful resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict through dialogue, social mobilization, and active participation of women in negotiation processes. The effort of the two movements came together in the activities of the Mother's Call, a joint appeal demanding that their leaders end the violence and resume negotiation. Together, they have received numerous awards and were nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 2025. In March 26, Mrs. Admi, together with Mrs. Reem, led the Barefoot Walk held in Rome in support of the Mother's Call movement. So it's a pleasure now to invite on the floor Mrs. Reem, and she will speak in Arabic, so you can follow her in the translation channel. So welcome, and we are ready to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I thank all the participants. It's a great pleasure and honor for us to be here with our friends. Once again, we wish to say that we are really proud to be with you. Women associations always support each other, especially those who have such problems such as ours, the problem that we have between Israelis and Palestinians. I am Reem Al-Hajajra from the Dheisheh refugee camp in Bethlehem. I have 3 children. My story started when my children started growing up and they started joining the Palestinian street, so to say, which is basically a mixture of many organizations. And of course, a refugee camp is one of the most difficult places to live in. I have studied social sciences, and through my work, I have realized that the voice of women is really weak. It is not heard. And women lack political consciousness so as to protect themselves and their children. It was necessary for women to have a very clear and strong opinion and to refuse any political affiliation. Many times, according to tradition and to the male-dominated society, we have to follow the affiliation, for instance, of our husband. If a man, for instance, has a certain political affiliation, the whole family has to follow him. So it was important for women to find a way to make their political freedom heard. The other problem we face is that, especially for our male children, after a certain age, 10, 12 years, which is, of course, a very critical age, they start facing problems. They may be let's say, attracted by the affiliations of what they find in society. And all these points that I noticed during my field work in Palestine, I thought that it would be necessary to have other denominations, other realities. How can I protect my son from going to a certain political center, see, and how to inspire him to be more diplomatic, because I don't want to see him as a martyr or as a prisoner or as a victim. I always realize that women have suffered a lot when they lose their children, their sons mainly. And this was another issue. Or mothers would spend a lot of time trying to take care of their children in hospitals because they were attacked by the Israeli army. This is why I thought that an association that can try to make the voice of women heard was necessary. And to try to find an alternative. I live in a refugee camp that basically hosts people, Palestinians from many parts of Palestine from 1948. We were persecuted and we were driven out of our land. And we needed to find a way to dialogue with Israelis. This was very difficult for us. It's not easy to reach such a point in such conditions. This is why at the beginning we had to work in secrecy. When I speak of a peace process, of course, the other party has to be a partner to this peace process. We made many meetings. I participated in such meetings between Israelis and Palestinians, and I started to listen to Israelis, and I started trying to understand their point of view. But every time I was never convinced by such discourse, because all the time the men were speaking with their mentality, and they would forget that the importance of a people on this land and the rights that they have. And I met Yael by pure chance. I was the woman representing the Palestinian side, and she was the woman from the Israeli side. And I said, this is not the place for us. The same, if we keep listening to what men are saying, we will not find a solution to our problem. So we met again, and we started talking about how to create two associations, a Palestinian one and an Israeli one, and to see how to get the two sides back to the negotiation table. Now we are working at two levels. The first level, we work with the Palestinian society. We try to raise their economic and political awareness, and on the other side, we work with the women wage peace for months. We try to overcome the barriers that divide us, because the Palestinian mentality is very difficult and complex, and the Israeli mentality is also very complex and difficult. We live the same conflict, but on different sides. We have our pain, we have our problems, and we have our own limitations that are very difficult to overcome. So, but we managed to do this through Mother's Call. I want to speak about the Palestinian society. The Palestinian society is a closed society because of the Israeli occupation. We are, as Palestinians, we cannot travel. Traveling is very difficult for us. We don't get visas. We don't get other citizenships. This is, of course, a very big barrier. And this leads the Palestinian people to not being able to travel, to move from one place to the other, in addition to the fact that no one from other parts of the world, also the Arab world, can access Palestine. This has led to us becoming more isolated from the world, and this was a huge problem. After 2000, after the second Intifada, and the wall between between us and the Israelis, our isolation increased, and our complexes increased. Our personalities are built on pain, anxiety, fear. We don't have a positive outlook to life. After 2000, most people hate life, they have no hope, and they feel that they cannot achieve anything because everything is threatened, even their lives are threatened. These things had to be discussed, especially because we consider ourselves as civil society associations, and the civil society has to express its opinion with clarity. And this is what we managed to convey to the world. I, as a Palestinian woman, I tried to convey my opinion in a different way compared to the way of the media, because the media never clarifies the reasons for how we feel, why we don't have any hope. Most people who haven't seen how Palestinians live don't know how difficult our life is. When we created the Mother's Call, which I consider as one of the most successful historical projects, because we managed as civil society associations, not as governments, to create a document for peace that expresses our anger as Palestinians and Israelis, our pain. We spoke in this document as what we need as peoples and not what our leaderships want. And we called through this document on the whole world to hear our voices so that they may realize how important women are and how important it is for women to participate in the peace process and in negotiations, and how important it is for us to have our voice be heard and to express our anger and not to be part of a political agenda. This is the platform that we and Women Wage Peace tried to convey to our communities. But with the 7th of October, we were forced to ask for the help of the world so as to talk about the need for peace in the region. Peace for me as a Palestinian is not a weakness, and it is not a normalization of relationships. It is necessary because I have to protect myself and my children from death. These are the sides that we work on. As I said, building peace in Palestine, and raising awareness, as well as political empowerment, because when a woman is not empowered economically, she has to adopt agendas that are not, she's not convinced of. This is why we need the economic empowerment of women so that they do not depend on men. As for our partners on the Israeli side, as I said, it is Women Who Wage Peace. It is the twin association of Women of the Sun. In addition to our joint activities at the world level, through which we became candidates in 24 and 25 for the Nobel Peace Prize. We also were candidates for the Sakharov Prize, which is the highest prize in the European Parliament. We also received many prizes. I have received many prizes in Italy, and the last one achievement was our walk, which was held in Rome less than a month ago. And we also met with the Pope, and Yael will speak about this. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Your message was deep, very profound, and clear. Yes, uh, I could understand how is important the women in each country, and especially in your country, how is important the power of women to raise a different voice. Thank you very much. Yes, now I will give the floors to Mrs. Yael Admi. Welcome. And please, if somebody has a question, because later will be time for question and answer, so please you can write in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I want to tell you a secret. Whenever we have chance to speak, Reem and me, I always ask Reem to be the first one. And now you know why. Because when you listen to this admirable, brave woman and so clever, you understand the whole story. Always, I don't need to add anything. We met, I think, something like 8 years ago. And the first moment that I met her, I fall in love. I saw such a strong and clever woman. We were taking part in a conversation of some peace organization, which was led by men. And both of us realized that this is not the voices that will help to change the world. We need the voice of women. And from that moment, every day, again and again, I understand what a clever and brave and devoted partner we have. And now you listen short stories about her, but just today, I think we had together 6 hours of Zoom meeting, Reem and me with our friends. And every moment, new details, new information, new points of view to understand deeper and deeper how much asymmetric is our situation, how many obstacles that Reem challenging every day and night, and how difficult is this partnership is for her. And her wisdom and brave encourage us, because also for us it's not so easy, but especially in these days of wars again and again, even not, then we just heard the very good news about ceasefire in the north. I hope that it will last. Maybe peace will come with Lebanon, which is so needed. And I just want to begin with say thank all of you of inviting us. It's a great pleasure and a great honor for me and for Reem to be here. And I look at your faces, I see your eyes, and I know we are on the same side. We are on the side of women, of mothers. Also the men are most welcome to this point of view. And we understand the most important things in life, that we bring children to the world and we want them to live. That's the whole story. It's so simple. And that's the way that Reem and me came so close friends, because this simple and powerful value of taking care of our children, which is the most important mission of all of us, connects us and enable us to overcome all the obstacles. And just if you can imagine what 3 years we just passed with such big challenges. I'll tell you that 3 days before the disaster on the 7th of October, we had big event. We invested a lot of energy and resources. We were 1,500 women, Israeli and Palestinian, and we said together, stop this unneeded avoidable conflict. We have and we can to find solutions. We are sitting on a ticking bomb. It will blow on our faces. And nobody listened. And 3 days after, we all know what happened. Mm-hmm. So we have to overcome these obstacles, and we did it. And I'm very proud of this partnership because we succeeded to make our partnership deeper in these days of wars. And I want to tell you that when I heard this idea of HerStory, which is so nice to say HerStory, I thought about my mother, because all my life I'm trying to tell her story. As you mentioned, I was 12 years old when I lost my brother, my old brother, in one more unneeded, avoidable, stupid war. And I saw it as close as possible. He was my beloved brother, the admirable, very important in my life. And in one moment, I understood that there is no reason in the world that mothers will bury their kids for wars. No reason in the world. And on that time, I was 12 years old, and I promised my parents that I'll do my best. I'll make peace. And I promised them to bring them many grandchildren. I was 12 years old, and I understood that that's the only way to make them happy. So all my life is devoted for these two missions. And the sad part for me is that my mother didn't succeed to see my 6 kids and my 13 grandchildren, because she passed away. She died from sorrow. And I think that every mother can understand this sadness. So from this pain, we are trying to do our best to make this war a place that our children will have more than 2 options: to be killed or to kill someone. We want them to have full life, meaningful life, that they can fulfill their dreams and to be meaningful partners of their communities. That's the simple and so essential demand, and that's what we are doing. And I want to tell you some more information about our joint document, the Mother's Call, which was the main subject of the March of Hope. The Barefoot Walk. All these marches, we made many marches during the year, so I'm confused, and my English is not so fluent. So I think 6 years ago, we felt that we know each other, we trust each other, but something was missing. And what was missing is words. Specific and concrete words that will express our wisdom, our vision, our devotion, our demands, our commitment. We need to put it in specific words that will frame our partnership, that will enable all of us to feel that this is their words and this is what they are believing in. And it sounds easy, but it took 9 months, like pregnancy. We sat together again and again till we found the specific and the accurate words that will express our both feelings. And it was quite challenging because one of our principles is diversity, and we believe in a diversity of voices. And Reem, the Palestinian community, of course, has the diversity in their society and the Israeli diversity. And we sat together 9 months till we found the essence, the core, the most basic values that we can articulate together and to write this document of the mother school. And it's here, and I hope you put on the chat the link to our joint website. You can see there the text, and you can see the few of our activities that we already did. We did many things. We don't succeed to put all the things in the website, but it will be very interesting for you, I think. And I want to tell you something about this walk in Italy. We just had a meeting with the amazing organization Vital Voices that took our message as a main target and enable this barefoot walk to take place in Rome. So we had meeting before this meeting, and we knew that it was very powerful, and we see many media items all over the world and also in our region. But they just told us that we succeeded to spread the word for more than 350 million people that saw this touching and powerful work of the two movements. And we believe that it can begin to initiate a global international support of women, of mothers all over the world. When we walked in Rome, there was more than 30 solidarity walks all over the world of women and men that said, yeah, we all know that in wars there are no winners. You don't have to be pro-Israel or pro-Palestine. Be pro-peace, be pro-mothers. And from Australia and Japan and India and South Africa and South America and all over Europe, in the States, in the United States, every place, women and men, leading by women, were also in Jerusalem, which was in the middle of the war, and still we succeed to make a barefoot walk. And we said that this is one of the genius idea of my beloved Reem. She said, we have to walk barefoot because we have to feel the ground that it's soaked with the blood of our children. And from this pain, we walking hand by hand, we know that we have to bring hope. And hope, it's not something that suddenly appears. Hope is something that you have to work for it. You have to create it. And when we are together, we can make the change. And we really believe. I see you, and I want to hug all of you because I see your face, I see your eyes. We are crying together. And when there was a war just a week ago, where we were sitting in the shelters and trying to calm the grandchildren that were terrified, I was thinking all the time of my Palestinian partners that have no shelters, the Iranian mothers, the Lebanese mothers, all the mothers of the region, and actually all the mothers of the world that just want to take care of their kids. And I think this is the most powerful and valuable power that can change the world. I have no idea how much time I spoke. I can speak hours, of course, even in English, it's difficult for me. I just said everything. I wrote to myself to see if there is something important, but if you have something, I have no idea if I think I'll stop here. I'll just say one important sentence for me. It's already more than 100 years that we are in this bloodshed circles conflict. And most of these wars were led by men. And we understand that the voice of women is missing because we know that when we are there, we have the ability to build trust, which is essential for peace. We have the ability to understand the multidimension of life. We know it's not a dichotomic, it's not the bad and the good. There are many points of view, and we have to take care that all the partners, the participants will feel the solidarity and the empathy to build this trust. We know how to do it. We do it every day with our children, how to solve problems. And the most important thing that we bring, I feel, is that our devotion, our commitment to the most important mission in our life, to take care of our children. And I really believe that we can make the change. Even though in these days you say, oh, there is no future, we have, and your eyes and your support is very important for us. We wrote in the Mother's Call that we call the women all over the world to support us, and that's what I'm feeling now. So thank you so much.
Yeah, really, thank you so much. Yeah, I feel that we cannot conquer other land or other countries with a weapon, but just if we conquer the heart of people, in this way, people will automatically will join and will surrender. And this is, I think, really important what you share. And just before I give the floor to Brigitte, I have few words from Italy. Somebody wrote me in Italian. They're asking, how do you decide in the country or the city where you are going to have a demonstration, a march, and so on? And I know the answer, but I have already from Italy some that had this desire, some city like Bergamo or Torino, where we have our activities. They are interested to know how to maybe organize some activity promoting your call. So please, this is the question. How do you decide or how we can cooperate with you?
Rima?
For us, Rome was the first stop, and it was a unanimous decision. Rome, for us as Palestinians and Israelis, is more safe and more responsive to a march of this type that was organized by Vital Voices, who are Americans, and we are Palestinians, and Women Wage Peace are Israelis. So it's not easy for us to choose a place that can unite the three nationalities. And there was the war between Iran and the US and Israel. It was ongoing. So it was not easy for us to choose the place, but we were welcomed when we decided to choose Rome for religious and political reasons, and for the fact that it is close to the Middle East and to the Vatican. This was why we chose Rome. Our next stop could be in France. French friends there suggested, they are activists, and most of them are, supported the Mother's Call march, so we might organize something in France. They suggested that we do that. It is the people who choose us. It's not us who choose the people, and it depends on the acceptance of the hosting country. If they accept to give us visas and to host us, this is what decide how we decide. We need to talk more about this. We cannot talk about this quickly. We need to go into the details. If you wish to contact us for this, you can talk to me or to Yael or to the Vital Voices group that can actually organize hosting the Mother's Call wherever you want.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, Brigitte Vada, that is responsible for the Middle East, coordinating the Middle East region, will take the answer from you.
Anyway, I will just a short time. I want to really say thank you to Reem and to Dr. Yael for such a beautiful, for what all you say. And I really feel the call of a mother to protect their children. And if you see here on the Zoom, we have mothers or women from all different countries, Bangladesh and Kurdistan. So we are listening to you and to your call, to your deepest heart to protect your children. And I do believe, and so this is my question for Reem as well. You were speaking about the environment, to protect your children from the environment. I do believe that there is a lot of resentments and hating speeches and all these things that maybe may influence the children, to become more, especially maybe men than women. So you spoke about that because your desire was to protect your children from all this kind of conflicting environment or having resentments or hatred. It must have been very difficult for you or for both of you to create such environment and to create that kind of heart and to influence them, I don't know. Maybe you may just short time say something about that. Sorry.
I don't use hatred as a term. We try to cancel such terms. We and together with Women Wage Peace try to avoid such terms. No blaming. We believe in no blaming, no shaming. We don't, with the anger that we feel inside, we try to avoid to call it hatred. But as I said, after 2000, when the wall was built between Israelis and Palestinians, this has created a barrier that is bigger than the cement barrier. There was a barrier between the two peoples, the Palestinian people and the Israeli people. Those born after the year 2000 don't know the other side. They don't know who the other side is. The Israeli doesn't know who the Palestinian is also. They only meet in the workplace, which is very limited. And normally, Palestinians who work with the Israelis deal with a Palestinian, so that they may not deal with the Israelis. This has led to a hatred, as between brackets. It is a resentment that is built on the absence. The new generations only know the Israeli soldier, the Israeli colonist. And that's all. They don't know that there are people such as those from Women Who Wage Peace that want a solution, and they want peace, and they feel the pain of the Palestinians. On the other side, the Israelis also only know the Palestinian as a terrorist. They don't see that the Palestinians want their independence, their freedom. Also, there are the Israeli prisons. During our partnership, we try to convey this voice. We, as two peoples, we have to communicate, we have to dialogue. And really, if they let the two societies mix and mingle, we would have reached peace a long time ago. But unfortunately, the wars were decided by the politicians and the peace was decided by the politicians. But the peoples were not included. The Oslo agreements was also the same thing. They believed that it was a success, but the thing is that it was never successful because the two peoples were excluded. They could not express their anger, their pain. This is why all negotiations fail, because the peoples are not included. And most importantly, the women are excluded because women play an extremely important role in building peace and building societies. We cannot have peace without women. Women are always seeking safety, security, stability, the family, the continuation of families. Yael has children and grandchildren, and she has many things to fight for.
Yeah, this is true. And you are a great
نعم
example,
هذا
both of
صحيح
you.
وأنتما فعلا
Really,
مثالان.
both of you, you are a great example as peace makers and as mothers. Yeah, this is absolutely an example. And you show it also to the media, because I think the media many times show the other way, always emphasize about conflict, not about peace. So I think this is what you are doing is great. Maybe other people have questions. I don't want to monopolize the questions. So other people may have questions.
I
Yeah.
want to add something, if is it important. Is
Yes,
it okay
yes,
to add
yes.
something?
Okay.
You asked about the next steps and if someone offer maybe to arrange a barefoot. So first of all, we are happy for any support, any kind. As women, we know you can never know what will be the most important thing. And when we are together, any new ideas and new energy and new initiatives, it's great. And you can, of course, contact us by the website or personal, whatever. We are always happy to get some more supporters and to think together what can be effective.
Yeah.
But something that it's important for me to add, that we think that besides more barefoot walks that we want to arrange all over the world, we want to build a strong and meaningful and powerful coalition of women from our region with support of the international community. And I think I just saw the little in the chat, the hugs from Bangladesh, and my heart is, and you said from Pakistan or Kurdistan, everything, every sign from these directions, it's so important. And maybe we can together build a strong coalition of women and say to the men in our region, enough. And we know that the key factor for stability and peace in our suffering region is solving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Because this is the reason that escalate all more and more conflicts, too many years, and just now we realized how horrible and terrified it can be. So we need this connection of women all over the region, all over the world.
Mhm.
And I think that your amazing coalition and activity can be meaningful help and branch to unite mothers all over the region. And what I said in the beginning, that it's so simple. Actually, I think, Elizabeth, when we met in Rome, you don't need any words. You understand it's so for all of us. We know exactly what we have to do. So when we are together, it's much more effective, and we welcome all of you to be part of our initiative in any way that you feel that it can be effective. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe someone else has a question. We still have a little bit short time, and a question that you want to. I don't know if there is some more question on the chat. And no.
Yes,
Yeah,
is, have you met violent people who are against what you are doing, and how do you do to face those kind of people?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you are doing programs. I'm sure there is some opposition or some critical things.
Remo.
There's not only opposition, we are accused of betrayal, treason, normalization, and they say, how do you have the courage to talk to Israelis considering all the killing, all the destruction, all the war, especially after the war on Gaza? But I think, and this I always say to everybody who is against our work, what other solutions can you propose? This is what I say to them. This is the question I ask these people. There is a part of the Palestinian people who chose the armed resistance. There's another part that chose peaceful resistance. The world sees armed resistance as terrorism and peaceful resistance as normalization. But I have a solution that can be satisfactory. After the 7th of October, we saw it was clear the difficulties at the political, economic, and military level face. You know that the Palestinian society has been destroyed at all levels, whether security, whether education, whether healthcare. And even now, there is no reconstruction of Gaza. Nobody is talking about what will happen to Gaza, and nobody is talking about the solution for the Palestinian people. From my point of view as a Palestinian and as a woman and as a person who lives in a very complex situation, and I live in a refugee camp for Palestinian refugees, for me, the best solution would be for the Israeli and Palestinian leadership to go back to the negotiation table and to include women in these negotiations so that we may reach a solution, because we are extremely exhausted. As for the accusations and the difficulties, they will never finish, because we cannot satisfy all people. There are different mentalities. We cannot convince certain people that what we do is right, but we cannot be victims. I refuse to be a victim, and I refuse that my son become one of a number, a corpse. I want him to live a real life and to find a solution in a diplomatic way. What we wait for after every war is for the leadership to go back to the negotiation table at the end, to have a truce we should have a truce and a diplomatic solution from the beginning, and to just avoid the war.
Yeah, thank you. Merci. Thank you very much. I see two hands.
I want to add one sentence that we need power to stand against people that say we are doing the bad things. And I'm looking in the chat and getting such a great energy. Thank you, all of you, from your energy from Bangladesh, Kurdistan, Ireland, which is a great teacher for us. And we know that women can change the world. Thank you so much.
So I know Mrs. Miti Thomas is also want to ask a question, and she's a president of Women Federation for Europe and Middle East. So she wants to say something. Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a question, but I just wanted to make, I just wanted to make a comment that I was so deeply moved by these testimonies. I think the stories of women, we need to share these stories and see that the difficulties are not too far away from us as well. You know, it's not like somebody far away, but we can resonate very deeply with what was shared. And we all care for our children. There's no difference if it's a Palestinian children or Israeli children or it doesn't, the heart is always the same, and we want to seek for peace. And the mother's heart is the perfect title or theme or whatever it is for this call, actually. It's the mothers that have to come together. It's the mothers that take the responsibilities. And they are the ones who always pay the price, actually, when their children go to war and also their loved ones. And even if they stay behind, they have to, restore the family. They have to find ways of feeding the family, just these basic needs. And as our wonderful speaker said, that we need the international community. We cannot be bystanders or be observers. We have to be there to really, roll up our sleeves and say, we're with you. And if there is persecution, we have to counter that and support the women. I think it's really important. So thank you so much for sharing your stories with us. I think this is just the beginning of our journey together. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So, Elisabetta, we are coming to the time, but I know there is some questions. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
So you want to do?
I just see Bala. I would like to give the floor to her.
Yes.
She's our friend from Iraq.
Okay.
She attended an internship with Women Federation in New York, and I am so happy to see her again. Just, thank you, Bala.
I cannot hear so much. Sorry.
Cannot hear. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
now, okay.
Not easy question, I think.
Maybe, do you want to answer now, or maybe some more?
Yeah,
maybe some
maybe.
other more person. Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Reem.
Also because we are going.
2 words as an answer, so as not to take too much of your time. When you speak as a mother, this is a very important point. When I say, I don't want my son to die, I don't want my son to become a killer or to be killed, I relayed my message. If women believe in this or don't, it's not my problem. It depends on the mother herself. There is no mother or sister or a wife that accepts to lose anyone. Through the language of feelings, you can reach the hearts of people who have feelings. Say to the other person, if you can sleep while your son is dead, then you are not normal. No woman can live with her son dead if her son is dead. This is the language I use, and this is why I was successful. We are more than 4,000 people. We have women. We have more than 4,000 women, and 700 are in Gaza because all women don't want their children to die. This, regardless of what politicians want. Any other questions? You can send us through our contacts, the chat box, Mother Call, Women of the Sun, Women Who Wage Peace. We also put in the chat box our email. And we welcome all questions and we will answer them all.
Thank you so much. I think we are over time. I know the translator also did a big job. We thank you so much, Rania, that she helped so much. And so I'm sorry, but I'm sure if somebody has a question or want to give support, they can contact directly them. We already send in the chat all their information. And also, please, I want to invite all of you to join in Women Federation Europe to see our website and Facebook, to follow us, to hear other beautiful stories, and to know the beautiful network we are building up with so many women leaders working for peace all together. So I see from north and south, east and west, we have many activities, and there will be just how to say in news, an important event we are organizing on November. It will be a special gathering in Malta, so stay update. We would like to see all of you there. And if you like to turn on your camera, we will try to make a picture all together. Thank you again for being with us this evening. It has been a really, really beautiful event that enrich all our hearts. Thank you. And possible to have all the.
Are you taking the
together?
pictures? You take the pictures?
Yeah,
okay.
I can do. Smile. Again, we are so many. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And let's see again next month for another beautiful story. And meanwhile, follow us we have activity in many nations. See you again. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
everyone.
very much, everybody.
Thank you very much for a
Yes,
wonderful
nice.
event.
Thank you,
Thank
super.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Big courage to the two wonderful ladies.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're getting so many good
Yes.
rooms. Thank you.
So you will have the recording. Yeah.
But we want to keep these connections. It's very, very important for us.
Yes.
Very important
Yeah.
for us.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes. Very
And
good.
We'll share
maybe we can ask the people if someone wants to be in contact with us. Please write your name and we will try to make it.
Yeah,
work.
sure.
Thank you. Thank you. See you then.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much.
Women power, women power.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Bridget.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Thank
Good.
you, Elizabeth.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.